everybody. As many of you know, last week we started practicing our spelling words. Now the time has come to do that with a whole new set of words. The first one of them being this one. So as you know, when we read, we first need to sound out the phonics in our words, starting from left to right, which in this case means I, N. And then we run them all together. I, N, in. Now, probably many of you know that the word in actually means that something is surrounded by something else. Like, for example, something is in the box, or we are now in the school, or in the house. The next word that we're going to read and write later on is B-I-N, bin. Now, think about it and try to think of the word, of the thing that this word represents. It's actually something that you use every day to put rubbish in. It's the bin. Now let me put my words up here so you can see them nicely. Here's in. The next one is bin. Now we can move on to the third word, which is F-I-N. Fin. Fin is a part that many fish or sea creatures have, and it helps them swim. Like this one. There is a fin. So the next word is fin. This is P-I-N. Pin. Now, pin is like a thin piece of metal which has a very sharp ending, and you can use it to fasten your clothes or a paper on a board, and it looks like this. This is a pin. Now the last word for this week is going to be this one. It is T-I-N. Tin. Now tin is a kind of very thin metal that's also used to make containers that look like this. You probably have them in your house, and it can be peas tin, or it can even have some fish inside, and it's called tin. Now here are the words that we're going to practice throughout the whole week. Now I would like you to pay close attention to them and see if there is something similar for all of these words. Now I'm pretty sure that many of you will tell me that they're ending with the same sound, which is quite true. They do have the same ending sound, but the sound before the ending one is also the same. So they're ending with N, but the sound before it is in. So in all of these four words, the first one is hiding. There is in bin, there is in fin, there is in pin, in tin, which basically means that all of these words are rhyming. Rhyming is when words are ending with same sounds. So that can help you a lot when you practice to write these words. All you need to think of actually is that you need to pay close attention to the first sound in the word, and then it's followed by your word in. Now let's see how that looks like. here is your spelling words worksheet. Now, on those spelling words worksheets, you need to start with your name here. Write it nicely. And then here, you can write the date when you started. Now, each date has to have a number for the day of the month, then for the month, and for the year. Today is the 18th of March, which happens to be the third month in a year, so I'm writing 03, January, February, March. And I'm sure all of you know that the year is 2020. Now let's pay attention to our spelling words worksheet. It has the words on the left, and then it has these columns for each day of the week, from Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Now, I would like you to try and practice each day writing these words in this way. As you know, when you read, you first need to sound out. So, you start with the first word, and you say, I, no. Try to hear the word yourself. Keep on repeating it until you hear it. In. So once you read it, you need to cover your word, and then, first of all, of course, try to write it in the column for Monday. So you try to remember how the word sounded. Read it in. And when you cover it, you try to remember the way it sounded. I, no. And that is what you write. I, no. When you finish doing that, you can go back and check if your writing is correct. Now it happens that this one is correct, so I can move on. It goes pretty much the same way. Read, sound out, blend in, read, cover, write, and then check. So let's do it again. B, I, N. B, I, N. B, in. Bin. So now that we know that the word is bin, we can cover it and then try to remember how to write it. We start with B. Now the next one was A, and the last one, N, bin. The following word is fin, and we do it all over again. F, I, N, in, fin. After we read it, we can cover it, and then try and write F, I, N. Then we go back and check. If it looks the same like this one, then you know you wrote it correctly and you can move on. Now the next word is P, I, N. Pin. Once we read it, we cover it, and then we try to write it. When you finish writing, of course, you need to go back and check. Now, I think I just made a mistake because my P doesn't look quite right. I think it is facing completely wrong way. So don't worry, if you made a mistake, you can use an eraser and erase it out, or you can just cross it out and write it all over again. So remember, if your writing is not correct, you can do the finger writing to remind yourself how to do it right way. P, I, N. So P starts at the top, goes down, all the way up, and bounce to the right. Let me try. Down and up and bounce to the right. P, I, N. Now I think I did a better job this time, so I can move on to my last word, which is T-I-N. Tin. The word is tin. It's ready to be covered. And then I write it here. T-I-N. When we check it, we know that it's right. That's when we know that we have finished the first column. Now I know today is Wednesday, but we haven't seen each other since Monday, so that's why I'm filling in the first column. As you move on throughout the week, covering the words becomes more difficult, so you can use a booklet to cover all the words that you have written as you move along. So on Friday, there's a big piece of paper to cover before you start writing. Okay, looking forward to seeing you again, and good luck with your spelling words. Bye!